Hello and welcome to the July 15th, 2022 edition of Watching the Tape. If you find yourself getting a little down about the current economic situation, you're certainly not alone. Let's take a look at some of the headlines crossing the tape this week. Bond yields rise as yield curve inversion sends worrying recession signals. That's from CNBC. Inflation reaches highest level since 1981. We don't see relief in sight, says one economist, also from CNBC. Stocks slide as bank woes add to recession jitters. That's from Bloomberg. Data offers more stagflationary fodder. That's from Bloomberg. U.S. stocks falter as untamed inflation stokes bets of bigger rate hike. Also from Bloomberg. Costco may raise the price of its $1.50 hot dog and soda combo. I actually made that last one up. I think that would be too much to take for a lot of us. All right, this is probably a good time for some perspective, and I certainly got a healthy dose of non-economic, non-financial perspective this week with the release of photos from the Webb Space Telescope. Now, this particular photo, courtesy of NASA, shows stars in our galaxy as well as several distant galaxies represented by the oval shapes. Just our own galaxy, the Milky Way, is estimated to contain 100 to 400 billion stars. That's billion with a B. And if that isn't enough to get you daydreaming about the incomprehensible magnitude of the universe and the possibilities of extraterrestrial life that have come and gone throughout time, then here's another amazing piece of detail about this photo. The segment of sky captured by this image is supposedly what would fit behind a grain of sand held at arm's length from your eyes. It's a lot to take in and digest. It really is. But let's come back to Earth and consider our relationship with our stock market. The S&P 500 is down 20% this year already. And as we touched upon, the news is just not getting much better. In fact, a recession in the near term is seeming more likely by the day. So, should you exit the stock market and wait for the economic situation to improve? For our next dose of perspective, and this time it is finance related, let's revisit the stock market way back in the 1940s. The United States had just been pulled into the war in 1941, late 1941. And in 1942, military operations were really heating up over the course of that year. Victory for the good guys, the Allied forces, on both fronts in the Pacific and in Europe was still 3 years off. And yet, the stock market put in a bottom in April of 1942 and rallied from there. The stock market has a way of pricing in the future. You could argue that this year's 20% decline incorporates the challenges that we face now and are expected to face in the foreseeable future. It's baked in, as they say. There will be a turning point in the economy. The economic situation will improve, but the stock market will have already started rallying long before we see that all clear sign. I am by no means calling a stock market bottom with this video, but I know that if I were out of the market and we're waiting for the smoke to clear, for a bottom to be set, I wouldn't be able to recognize it until it was too late. And that would make for a very painful missed opportunity. I much prefer the strategy of holding long-term, the long-term buy and hold strategy. It makes sense. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.